I think I'm going to just start singing to these people when they pick up. Mariah.
Hello.
Hey, Mariah.
Hey.
Hey, do you remember me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I am up. I was asleep.
You said you were going to sleep?
Yeah, I was asleep.
Oh, did I wake you up?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I feel terrible about that. What time is it?
Let's see. It's 2:14.
You have a real interesting country drawl to yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sure my voice probably sounds weird to you.
I don't know. Yeah.
Mariah, I couldn't stop thinking about what you shared with me about how all you do is pray and sleep in there.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy. You also shared that you don't have any support. You don't know your mother's phone number, anything like that. You know, would some support be something you're interested in? Maybe getting a pen pal, somebody to be able to talk to send a message to. Would that be helpful to you?
I don't know. Probably. Maybe.
Have you received your time yet? Are you going to be in there for a while?
No, I haven't. That's what's messed up.
What do you think you're looking at?
Honestly, I shouldn't even be in here because it don't make sense.
You said,
I'm actually homeless.
yeah, I found that to be really difficult too. You said you had an assault charge or like a fighting the police charge. Was that correct?
Yeah, and I did put my hands on him. He said me.
Well, I'm hopeful that situation works out for you and that you are able to get back out. But, you know, mentioning that you're homeless, you know, what's your game plan for getting back out there?
I gotta get my driver's license, my social security card, and my birth certificate.
How difficult is that going to be to get all of those things?
Well, I gotta get money to get that, so it's gonna be pretty difficult.
Did it, and forgive me for asking, you know, was it a substance abuse issue that led to you being homeless?
No, my mom has a nerve disease, and I ended up getting attacked by something that I couldn't see, basically.
You got attacked by something that you got attacked by something that you couldn't see?
Yeah.
Are we talking about like a spirit?
Yeah.
Wow.
It actually should. Yeah.
And because of that, you ended up being homeless?
Yeah.
Have you ever had any kind of like medication or anything like that? Is that something that could potentially help you?
No, I just been praying about it.
Do you feel like it was the devil trying to attack you?
Well, I feel like it was like a dark spirit. It's actually a succubus because I started having sexual content and it started making me sick and I started throwing up.
Yeah, that's tough right there. What do you do with a situation like that? How do you get on the other side of that? Is there any kind of a ritual or something that could help to keep that away?
What I do is I sage and I pray.
Sage.
Yeah.
I've heard of sage. That's a very positive. What is it? It's a potpourri or is it a herb?
Yeah, it's an herb. It actually helps with the flesh to keep the demons away.
Have you been able to talk to any of the other people in there that are in there with you about this situation?
Yeah, but they're kind of scared to talk about it.
Man, that's some really heavy stuff right there, and I've never talked to anybody who's dealt with something like that. I appreciate you being willing to talk to me about it. You know, at the very least, I'd like to be a pen pal to you, maybe be able to just visit and talk with you and just try to offer you some encouragement, some kind words, and just some, some conversation that would hopefully help you to keep your head up in there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine with me. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I just don't really talk about it because most people get scared about it.
And, it does make a lot of sense to me that you say that all you do in there is pray and sleep.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen, is there anything that could help you? Like, maybe a couple of dollars on your commissary book? I'm sure that could be of use to you, right?
Yeah.
Do they charge you any kind of money to be in there? Like some facilities charge like $1 a day. Are they taking your money?
I don't have money, but they charge me with some other stuff that they haven't even told me about.
Okay. Well, I'm going to send you a message, and maybe we can do it through the messages where you can tell me how I can get some money on your books for you.
Okay.
Would you be able to message me back?
Yeah. Well, no, I won't be able to because I don't have money on my account.
Well, I'm going to put a couple of dollars on your account. Let's start with that. That way we can message back and forth. I'd be very curious to stay in contact with you and see, what happens.
Okay.
And you haven't been able to speak to your mother at all?
No, I sent her an envelope and haven't gotten anything sent back.
So were you and her on, like, not good terms?
No, we actually are. It's just something that's with her, too.
Oh, so she's suffering from this as well, too.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of anybody else who's dealt with this?
No, but I had a feeling that when this happened to me, some people felt the presence too, and I was trying to find them, but I got arrested.
And let's talk about you getting arrested. You say that you got an assault on the law enforcement, but they were putting their hands on you. Were you dealing with some sort of a spiritual attack when this took place?
Yes, sir.
Have
Yes, I was.
Have you told your lawyer about that?
Yes, I actually did.
And what did they have to say?
They just looked at me and said, well, it does look like you did say you did stand up for yourself. And I'm like, okay, then why aren't you helping me?
So you feel like your lawyer's probably not helping you too much?
No, and I had to get another lawyer.
I hope you won't take this the wrong way, but I want to ask, have they mentioned any kind of mental health in relation to your case?
Yes, they did.
And what did you say about that? Were you, would you be willing to get some help with that?
I told them, I said, I don't mind that, but as long as there is power of the heavens involved, because what y'all are messing with me with is the power of prayer.
So you would need some sort of a spiritually based, I'm sure there's got to be something like that for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the prayer helps you?
Yes, it does.
Since you've been incarcerated, have you dealt with any of these type of episodes?
No. I've kind of dealt with, well, yeah, I actually have. I've seen, it feels like but it sounds kind of crazy because it is a little scary, but it's like the world will shift and people start acting different.
Maybe like a parallel dimension type of a thing?
Yeah.
I guess that takes away my next question because I was going to ask you, do you feel safe in there?
No, but I'm in here.
Look, I could sit here and ask you a lot of questions, and I'm not going to do that because I don't want to overload you. I just want to say it's a pleasure to get a chance to actually put a face to your name and that I'm hoping to be able to keep in contact with you. I'm going to put a couple of dollars on your account that way that we can message, and I'd love to follow up with you and just keep, I want to see what happens with you from here.
Yes, sir.
Would you be okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mariah, listen, I truly hope that you're able to stay in a positive frame of mind in there. And thank you for taking this visit, and I'm going to look forward to talking with you soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Hey, take care, all right?
Yes, sir, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
I mean, I'm at a loss for words after that right there, man. I don't think there's anything that's going to be even topping that. And shout out to me, first and foremost, for the way that I elegantly handled that delicate situation right there. I felt like frickin' Ronaldo. I don't know if he's taboo to say or not, but I literally felt like frickin' Lester Holt on some Dateline type shit right there. At first, I almost wanted to break character, and I almost was ready to laugh about it because I did think she was playing crazy. But that immediately went out the window, and I realized that young lady right there is definitely dealing with some heavy shit that I ain't never heard about. She got spirits attacking her type shit, and her mental health is a serious situation. To hear that she ended up homeless because of her mental episodes is what it sounds like. And she says that her mom deals with that shit too. What is that? What would be the clinical definition of what she's dealing with? Schizophrenia? Is that what that is? I think of that movie Fight Club. He was a schizophrenic, right? What was his name? Tyler. What was the guy's name in the movie? I'm hitting y'all with some throwbacks right here, man. This is trivia. Damn, what was dude's name in Fight Club? Psychosis, Purge says. Slade says could be some kind of... Tyler Durden. Man, Relock be coming in the clutch. You're my trivia partner right there, man. Relock with the Bluetooth speaker and with the Tyler Durden. Damn right. Should I give him the balls or should I give him the ass? It's not until you lose everything that you're free to do anything, man. Fight Club, unbelievably underrated freaking banger. Yeah, man, she definitely dealing with some wild ass shit, man. Lucky she ain't sitting in there on a murder charge. When you've got something as seriously wrong with you as she does, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, and to be unattended to, undiagnosed, or like unmedicated, man, that is a freaking ticking time bomb. I don't necessarily know, though, if I believe Holy Decay, you broke the first and second rule. You don't talk about Fight Club. What's rule number 2? You don't talk about Fight Club. You know, that actually started out as a book first. I actually read that book after I had seen the movie when I was locked up. And the author of that book was a hell of a writer. I don't necessarily know that I fully believe that drugs weren't involved. You know, she could be on a never-ending trip. Maybe she messed with some of that K2 or that spice. And that shit effed her up real nice. And I don't say that to be like trying to be cute or make jokes or something. I just don't necessarily know that I believe that drugs weren't a part of the situation. I wanted to dig deeper on the actual arrest. Like, how did you end up in a situation where you were fighting the police, but you're saying the police were fighting you? Did you mistake them for the demon or whatever? But she's got an open case, and I don't want to go, I don't want to talk about anybody's open case. I try to tread a lot away from that. But for whatever her lawyer is, for him to not be trying to get her some mental health, and I can't say that he's not. I would hope that he is, though, trying to get her some mental help, some mental health help. Because sadly, she needs it in a major way. I'm going to probably catch a little bit of shit for this, but I'm going to say it anyways because you know me. I'd be that devil's advocate. Talking to her, in hindsight, looking back on it now, it kind of reminds me of this time when I was locked up with a guy in the jail who was playing crazy. Now, I'm not saying that she's playing crazy, but damn it, you got assault on an LEO, a law enforcement officer. Man, they do not take that shit lightly. You know what happens when you fight the police? You either get killed or you get your boots smoked when you go up into the courtroom. It's a one or two situation. So now would be a real opportune time for her to turn on the crazy, to take that peanut butter and smear it between the cheeks and walk up into the courtroom and smear that shit all over her face. I'm not saying that she's doing that. But man, we live in a day and age now, man, where you don't even know what to believe. And people can lie to you just as easy as tell you the truth. I think she's definitely for real, but you never know. I had a dude that I was locked up with who walked around playing crazy. I don't even remember what he was locked up for. Must have been something serious for what he was doing. This guy would walk around with a towel around his shoulders, talking into that shit. Going up into the jail shower and doing push-ups, butt ball naked. Penis and balls bouncing off of them baby shark infested floors. Buddy caught the gonosyphil herpelades up in there. And everybody thought that he was just faking it. Man, you pull out all the stops like that. I mean, it's one thing to put your hands down on a shower floor, but to be bouncing your private parts off of that money, ain't no way. Crimson Tide says, I had one that painted with his own feces. Yeah, man. I mean, the finger painted with his own feces. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the dookie is it's a multi-tool. It's a mixed media, especially when you're back in isolation. You know, I've heard of, I ain't never seen it, but I've heard of guys making little chess pieces out of the dookie, throwing that shit on the wall. I mean, throwing it at officers, weaponizing it. Redskin Chris with the little dookie mixed media, you better believe it. That shit's an abstract painting. Some bitches creating Picassos up in there. I asked, would anybody be interested in writing to her? To be honest, I said before we did this, I already knew what she looked like. I'd seen her mugshots. But she actually looked pretty well put together right there and didn't even look all that crazy until she started talking, and then, you know, it was clearly evident what was going on. Another question I wish I would have asked her was, is she on any type of Thorazine, Neurontin, anything like that?